Today we're repairing an iPhone 8. There is a small fracture at the top of the screen here. Nothing too serious, but it wants to be replaced, so we're gonna go ahead and replace the screen on this. So let's begin. So my sister decided to pick just a random phone screen, the first one she could see. So we have our tools, and of course we have our screen here, and that's about everything in that box. Let's grab our tools from the little baggie here and throw that to the side. We got Tri-Wing, Phillips, and of course Pentalobe. Just what we need. And of course a big suction cup that potentially may help us, not sure. So let's throw this to the side, and yeah, apologies if you can hear my dog, by the way, but this microphone does have noise cancelling, so I hope you can't hear it. So let's get this this LCD out. It is a iPhone 8 Plus screen, so yeah, let's just get this out of the packaging first. It seems an okay quality display. Obviously it's an Amazon one, so it's not going to be nothing serious, but of course it is what it is. And there's just a card in there, so I'll put this phone screen to the side and we shall not need this anymore. So first of all, obviously I'm gonna power off the device and just let it discharge for a small second before we can even move on. So if I am correct, this phone either has been opened before or these just don't work, but these volume buttons, as my sister has said, do not like to work at all. So yeah, well, let's get to it then. So we'll put these to the side over here, these tools. So we shall grab the pentalobe screw here and remove the two pentalobe screws that go at the bottom of every iPhone, and keep them nice and safe up here. Sadly, I don't have my magnetic part tray, but yeah, I'll be able to know where everything is if I just keep a close eye on it. So two pencil screws right here. Now that that's removed, if I am correct, there is adhesive on the iPhone 8 display. So we got our handy dandy pink heat gun. So let's get to it, shall we? That is plenty of heat to the point where we can put this plastic suction cup on the display and then pull up very slightly, and hopefully we can get a spudger underneath the display, which unfortunately we cannot, so this will require just a little bit more heat, but that's no problem because these iPhones are pretty decent with handling heat. So just a bit more heat at the bottom I will put. And obviously with these iPhones you've got to work fast, so put that there, and voila, we are inside of the iPhone. We have got a successful grip, and as it seems, this iPhone does not seem to have been opened before, but obviously we cannot tell for sure, so let's just get around the phone and check if we see any adhesive on any side. Just to be careful, there is cables on the right side of the display like the iPhone 7, so always open your iPhone screen to the right. And as it appears, this iPhone has been tinkered with before, so obviously that's not such a good sign, but that makes it easier for us to get inside this phone now. well, I'm not going to use my mouse. You know what? I will use my handy dandy Bluetooth speaker, and you know, this thing's pretty heavy as a brick, so thank you, Goodmans. So let's get cracking, shall we? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws. So let's get to it, shall we? So I'm just gonna move the display up so you can see a little bit better. So just a quick note, all these screw sizes are different, so keep them in a safe spot, so you do not forget which one goes where. If you manage to do the wrong screw, then obviously you're probably either gonna screw through your logic board, or you're just gonna have a very bad time trying to get the logic board seated into the phone. But no problem. Alrighty, I've got some metal tweezers, so that's much better. As you can see, it's quite dirty, so this phone has been touched by someone else's moldy, stinky hands. This is the display cable, I believe number 1. And display cable number 2, which I'm correct. Yes, that is the battery. Sorry about that, that's my sister. And up here we unfortunately have to do this one too, which uses tri-wing. I've never actually worked with tri-wing screws because usually I'm just doing battery pairs on an iPhone 6s, which I've done on this one, so... Alright, I'm not very good at this, you know. Well, that just made it easier. That just popped off like that. And we have a screw like that. So now we have access to this cable right here, which is, I believe, the top. So you can just get at this. Once you manage to get at it, it shouldn't be too hard to remove. Like that. And we should be able to just remove the screen that is broken, as you can see. Up here, you can see that crack that goes along the screen. So remove our suction cup, and now, since we don't need access to this phone right now, we need to get access to this home button, and if I'm correct, yes, this already has everything pre-installed in the top, which shouldn't be an issue on the iPhone 8, hopefully, but if it is, I can always just take it off and take the official ones, because, yeah, Apple likes to pair things to phones. So let's get this home button on here, because if you don't, I mean, first of all, this doesn't have a home button, but if you got an iPhone 8 screen that has a home button included on a replacement screen, your Touch ID won't work, and the home button itself just won't work at all. So let's remove this so we have 1, 2, 3 and missing screw. So yeah, this screen has been tinkered with, as you can see by the dirty marks. Let's hope we can do a better repair than them. And that bracket just comes right off. Ah yes, the tiny connector. The one that I absolutely hate the most. That wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. So I'm just gonna put this one up here, out of the way. And obviously this phone's been tinkered with before, so removing this home button is pretty much just a piece of cake. And like that, we have our home button ready to transfer to the other screen. You see, this is why I hate Apple. They invented a tri-wing screw just to piss us off.
Power off.
Power off. We will no longer need this screen, so we can move on to the new screen. Ah! I did mess up. We actually do need these. I see. Very smart, actually. Actually, did not notice that, but we are going to need these. No problem since we have all screws, though. It's stuck to my hand. You know, I wish Apple didn't make this hard for us repairers. Just even getting the home button in is just a pain. So we gotta get this home button connected up. So we need to rotate that so it lines up correctly. And then we gotta line it up, just like that, and go. Like Apple, please change. Is it Apple? Oh, okay. I apologize if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just very trying to concentrate right now. Because if I don't get this connector in, then we won't have a home button that's functional. Did I get it? Do I win? Let me win. Let me win. There we go. As you can see, it's perfectly lined up there. Very nice. So now we can move on to transferring these screws from here onto this, which honestly shouldn't be too hard. So we're going to keep this tiny screw up here because that's the one that goes in the middle into the home button. So, did I forget to mention, this is my first time recording a repair video, so I hope you enjoy it. I'm trying my hardest. Repairing technology, etc. is my passion, obviously, as you can quite clearly tell. It's what I've been studying since 11, and I'm currently a 16-year-old. So I apologize for all the dogs. There's a lot of dogs in my area that just like to be a nuisance. This home button screw in the middle is a very, very, very fragile one, so someone's car doesn't sound like it's having fun. Sounds like a screeching rat. I can't tell since it's supposed to have haptic feedback, but that is actually frustrating. No, I will not allow it. That is much better, but I'm just going to tighten it till it resists. There you go. That should be fine. So, unfortunately, as I said earlier, it does not come with adhesive around the screen, but as you can see, there really isn't much regardless. Someone has definitely had a bad time with this phone. Alright, so it's time that we test out this screen on this phone. So now that we have the home button and everything, I'll keep the screen over there in a safe place. And now what we can do is we can just temporarily test this screen out to see if it has any broken things about it, etc, etc. It's nice to always test before you actually put it in. So very carefully take off this tape that was very kindly put in for me by the manufacturer. So I despise with the iPhone 8 and above with the way their screens are designed. It just makes it like so painful to test out the screens because of the way they are. Apple just loves making it hard for us, you know. They really want people to go over to their Genius bar and then charge you about £5,000 for a screen and then tell you, oh, you might as well just get a new one, you know. That's exactly how Apple gets you. Which is why I recommend either repairing yourself, because trust me, first time I did a repair, it was actually on this phone here that's doing the timer. That was the first time I ever repaired a phone, right? And I did it myself with no phone experience, whatever. The only experience I have with repairs and building and hardware is this PC over here that I'm going to use to edit this video afterwards. It's so worth trying. It's fun, obviously, but it saves you a lot of money, trust me. Repairing stuff yourself is way better. Obviously, third-party repair shops are probably going to be a lot cheaper. Well, definitely will be a lot cheaper than Apple's repairs. But regardless, I do recommend doing it even by yourself, because then they'll put on like labor charges at the repair shops, just like Apple, but just not as, you know, overpriced. As you can not see, maybe temporarily see, we are in. So what we can do is we can put that there, and then while the iPhone is in not fully done, we can turn on the phone and get absolutely nothing. Oh, there we go, we got an Apple logo. Nice. So we're going to do obviously a couple tests to see if the digitizer works, the home button works, etc. So okay, so the home button is fully functional, giving haptic feedback. The screen looks very nice. Obviously we don't have True Tone function, but the True Tone wasn't actually even on the screen within the first place. But right now what I'm just going to do is a basic test, you know, just moving this thing around, and this screen looks perfect. Full brightness, you know. So if we go up from the top, put the phone on full brightness, yep, that looks fine. Go to the camera. The front facing camera is fine. So I believe we are ready to put this back together. Obviously we've got to put on a few more brackets and stuff like that, but for the meanwhile, this phone is fine. It's fully functional, and the screen looks nice actually. I don't know how much the screen costs, but regardless of how much it costs, it's a functional screen. So better than what that other one is. But this gives me anxiety. I don't want to cross my head. Someone's shouting at a kid named Thomas. Wasn't that very nice? Well, we're almost done with this repair, which is very nice, because I don't have to deal with this absolute hell of a phone. This is the first time I've worked with 8. It's taking just a little tad longer. And we are donezo. Now, what I'm going to do is just one last test to see if the phone actually does work, then we can actually snap the screen together. So, yeah, logo, that's it. Okay. Well, it's stop line. Okay, one last test on the iPhone screen. Home button test, and yeah, so this is ready to go. Just gotta obviously put it back together now. As the tech repair guy on that TikTok, the very famous one, would say, we gotta get that crunch. So, you know, pretty sure his name is Tech Repair Guru or something. That's the crunch he was talking about. The final thing to do, obviously, is get the 2 pentalobe screws in the bottom of the iPhone. And with the seal off, the last power on. "41 minutes, 17 seconds. Wow. Honestly, that's not bad. Obviously, it's not a speed run or anything like that, but For the first time repairing an iPhone 8, that is honestly not bad. Not bad at all. And obviously I'm just going to do the last, just the last things, obviously, on the phone. See you guys. Details are fine. Okie dokie. That's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the repair. As you can see, the screen could have been a bit better quality, etc. But my sister did it, so as you can see, 41 minutes, a fully functional iPhone 8. So not bad. Anyway, guys, see you later, and I'll see you when I see you, because I don't repair many things. So goodbye.